So, hey, everybody, and welcome to our very first Society for Technical Communication, Instructional Design and Learning Special Interest Group, STC IDL SIG MiniConference. And today we're going to be spending time together and learning new things and sharing new ideas. The first thing that I want to do is something that I have never done before, so I'll probably do it wrong, but I want to do a land acknowledgement. So my name is Viqui Dill. I live in Winchester, Virginia. I live and work on the original and ancestral homelands of the Manahoac, Massawamek, and Shawnee peoples. And I apologize ahead of time for mispronouncing that. It is something that I am just learning how to acknowledge and appreciate. I also realize that I stand on the shoulders of a lot of technical communicators, a lot of women in business. A lot of people have gone before me and paved the way for me, and I hope that I'm going before others and paving their way too. So the first thing I want to do is, and hello, Rachel, welcome. And welcome, Anne-Marie. And Melissa is our sidekick today. I guess we're going to be talking about superheroes. And so Melissa is, I guess we're one of the team of superheroes that will be helping out today. So everybody say hi to Melissa.
Hi, everybody.
Hey, Melissa.
And right now we have Rachel and Anne-Marie. And I just want to explain, I'm in the rooms many times just because I like to have a lot of devices going. So I also apologize for that one. So I'm going to, since Rachel taught me a new trick, I'm going to send out a poll. If I can find the poll. Yep. All right. So I'm going to launch a poll, and it's going to ask you, what scares you? It's two questions. The first question is about what scares you, and the second question is about how you overcame that. So just take a minute to respond to the poll. I think I can do the poll on my phone. Yep. All right. So I'm going to end the poll then. Share the results. So it looks like the scariest thing for us is uncertainty, with a close second of failure and confrontation. Nobody's afraid of icebreakers. I put that in kind of like as a joke because it's an icebreaker. And the most common things we use is to practice, learn from our mistakes, and get help from mentors. Excellent. So, it even tells me my answer. So, in case I forgot. All right, I'm going to close that and give myself a little pat on the back for trying something that scared me. All right. Stop sharing. Close the poll. Excellent. The next thing I wanted to do is we'll go around, we'll introduce ourselves, and then we will talk about who we are, what we do, what scares us, how we get over it. I wanted to just try to capture what your expectations are for the day. See if you have any expectations of what we're gonna get out of today. What would you like to walk away remembering? Either validation of something you already believe or learning something new. But anyway, so I'm Viqui again. I live in Winchester, Virginia. I work for a bank. I guess I can say the name of the bank. I work for Navy Federal Credit Union. My job title is documentation specialist. In the training group, we have technical communication divided into 3 buckets. Hey, Alex. It's connecting to audio. Hi, Alex. And we have it divided into 3 buckets. Documentation specialists do what is the traditional technical writing part of the technical communication. We also have training facilitators that do face-to-face, online, computer-based, that kind of stuff. They also, interestingly enough, with our software, they are sort of like a tier 1 help desk. A lot of times people don't know whether or not they're having a problem with our software because they just don't know what they're supposed to be doing. They're looking at a screen and they think it means this. So they do sort of a tier 1 help desk kind of a thing, which I think is cool. And then we have instructional designers, and they tend to do the needs analysis up front for us. And then they will do things like job aids. So I don't feel like, because I'm doing the procedures, the policies and procedures, that I'm disconnected from the instructional design, because I feel like anytime we're trying to get knowledge from one place into a human so they can change their behavior, that is instructional design. So a lot of my instructional design is in writing, and a lot of my instructional design is in content management. And so here's my scary story that I wanted to share. So this week I got we do a ticket. We use Asana for our project management, and I got a ticket that I've been working on these huge procedures. And so I told my boss, I will take new tickets if they're tiny, right? And so I got this ticket that was supposed to be tiny. My subject matter experts sent me basically their Word document with their version of what I needed to say. And it was going to be just like one of those news blasts. I work for a bank, so these are called mortgage minutes, right? So it's supposed to be something that you could digest in less than a minute. And so I looked at this thing and I couldn't figure out what they were trying to say. Mostly it was coming from the IT organization. Mostly they were saying in like 2.5 pages, IT cares about you. And I was like, I really don't think that that's the message, right? Well, it turns out that they're having a problem getting informed when the system is down because people don't know how to ask for help. And so they said they wanted this mortgage minute put out to help people find the help that they need and to know what really is an emergency and what is not. And then in the thing, they said this probably ought to be documented somewhere. So I'm getting the mortgage minute ready and I'm looking around. We use Adobe Content Manager or Adobe Event Manager, I think. Anyway, I'm looking around in AEM to see if there's anything written up. Can't find it. I use all the keywords that I know of. I have system names and things like that, and I can't find it. So it's like, okay, I need to build this procedure from scratch. Get the thing all built. I get the subject matter experts to approve it. I send it to our testers to make sure that what I say actually works. And like 5 minutes later, I find the procedure that I was already trying to build, which means that our content strategy is not working because the person who requested that we have this new procedure is the person who 3 months ago approved the last procedure. And so it's like, if this person can't even remember that they approved it, no wonder no one can find this thing. So this turned into a great big project, and what scares me about it is that I've missed something, or that maybe we even have a third version of this thing, or a fourth version, or people another way that I think people will keep their own. They'll call them cheat sheets, right? So they'll build their own procedure, and then we'll have 5 or 10 copies of the same thing. And so that's kind of what scares me. But I'm forging ahead and plodding along. And so that's my story about the current dragon that I am trying to, I guess I don't want to slay the dragon. I want to befriend the dragon and then ride it off into the sunset. So And my expectations for today, I really would like to get to know you guys better. I would like to know your superpowers, because like we were talking about in the beginning, a lot of what STC is about is not just learning today, but learning who are the superstars, who trusts me, who do I trust. If I have a question down the road, do you mind if I ask one of my STC colleagues? So with that, so that's me. Should we go in alphabetical order, or you guys want to volunteer?
I can go next if somebody doesn't, unless you want to go in alphabetical order.
I like a volunteer.
Okay, that's fine. I say I'm not afraid of icebreakers. It's one of the few things I'm not afraid of. But I am afraid of a lot of things. I'm definitely afraid of roller coasters. I'm one of those people that
Are you?
I call myself the bag holder. So if we ever go to a theme park, like, I will hold your bags while you are on the roller coaster, because I can only do kiddie coasters, and it has to be like very specific kiddie coasters. But otherwise, it's fine. I'm good. I'm very scared. I'm scared of haunted houses. I went to Universal Studios, and they have a lights on tour of their haunted houses, and that was great because nobody was jumping it was great. So I'm definitely a big scaredy cat when it comes to like real things in life. I will say also something that still scares me is presenting. I used to have like a deathly fear of public speaking. I wasn't very good at public speaking in school. And one of the things that says, how do you deal with your fears, is practice. And I just learned if I practice over and over and over and over, eventually I get more comfortable. So, it's crazy to think how far you can come from, where you are. But yeah, that is I'm not as afraid anymore. Like, this is a safe space. If I was doing a TED talk, I would be very nervous. And the greater the stakes. And I'm also do a lot of software training. So my background's in software training. That's mainly where I come from. And so if I have something on the screen, I'm good. But if all the attention's on me, then that's scarier. So that's why I feel like a TED talk would be it would be very exhilarating. I'm very proud to do it, but I'd also be very scared. So a little bit about me. My name is Rachel. I'm doing a topic in a couple hours, so you'll hear more about me, but mainly training is my focus. I've done tech writing. That's what I went to school for. I've done instructional design. I bounce around. I like to wear a lot of hats, but I'm mainly a trainer. That's kind of my bread and butter, and specifically desktop software. I have trained mobile applications, which I'm not as much of a fan of. I have trained other things, but I would say desktop software is my favorite thing to train. And I've done all the sorts of different industries. I've done cruise ships. I've done banks. So Vicky said you work for a credit union. And I still remember, don't call credit unions banks, and don't call banks credit unions, because it is very, they're totally different. So go ahead, Vicky.
My bad, I said.
No, you're fine. No, you're fine. You said you work for a credit union. And I was like, oh, then I remember, because we had to use special terms for credit unions versus if they're banks. Like, credit unions call them members, banks call them, I think, customers. So, there's stuff like that. So, but I also worked in casinos. I've worked in hospitals. I've worked in all sorts of different things. And anyway, what scares me, well, like we said, a lot of stuff scares me, but one scary experience I had while training, probably my scariest experience, when I worked in the hospitals, you don't know what your training environment's going to be. You just kind of show up on site and you get the classroom that you get. And to some people, it's very nerve-wracking because you can't prepare. You just show up and you figure it out. And so I was assigned a classroom at a hospital, and everything was going well for a couple of classes. And then the third class starts, and something's wrong with the air conditioning. And the air conditioning just cuts out. It won't go on. Nothing. This is like the middle of the summer. I think I was somewhere in the Midwest. It was really, really hot. And I'm looking around. I'm really hot. Everybody else is hot. And I'm just like, what do I do? Because what do we stop the class? Do I go get like, what do I was it was a very scary experience. And I'm looking around and I'm trying to, my first thought is, you know what, I'll just push through. It's okay. It's just an air conditioning. It's not a big deal. But everybody around me is just like fanning themselves, and everyone looks like they're going to pass out. And I had this vision that, of trainer causes heat stroke to 20 classroom participants. And so I made the executive decision and I said, you know what? I know the air conditioning is working outside in the lobby. So we're all going to take these 20 students and we're going to go out in the lobby where it is cooler. And I'm not having to worry about everyone dying of heat exhaustion. So I brought everybody out in the lobby. There's no projector in the lobby. There's no like, there's kind of like, it's like a huddle almost, like everyone's huddling around, but at least I felt the temperature was comfortable. Now, I don't know if that was the best decision at the time, but like I said, I had to, when you're a trainer, you kind of just have to make snap decisions because things are not going to go right. And so I would say that's where, but you do build confidence, right? You build confidence for the next time. So that was, that's my scary experience. And at least that's what came to mind. So did I cover all the bullet points or was there anything else that I needed to cover?
But I think so. Expectations for today.
Oh, expectations. I don't really have too many. I like to just hang out, learn from people, learn some new stuff, pick up new nuggets. I'm always happy to learn, happy to try new things. So yeah, I'm just happy to be here, I guess.
Awesome. I'm glad you're happy because we're happy that you're here.
Okay, I guess I'll go next.
Marie, yeah.
And thanks for that story, Rachel. And it's what grace under pressure, something like that, or someone once told me, don't let perfect stand in the way of good. So my name is Marie Queeney, and I'm in central New Jersey right now, where it's kind of gray and kind of rainy, unfortunately, because it's the weekend and we've had 6 consecutive weekends of rain. So most of my experience has been with medical device industry. I worked for Johnson & Johnson, and I was a document specialist where you did technical editing and worked with the SMEs for procedures and documents, material specs, things like that to run business ISO. And so that was always exciting because you're working with all different parts of the company, and that's what I really enjoyed. So right now I took early retirement. So I'm kind of semi-retired and kind of just working on my own. So with STC, I've had a lot of hats and worked with the SIGs and the Philadelphia chapter, and was a board member for 2020, 2022. I was Community Affairs Committee Chair. And hi, Jamie. She's the new leader. So that's great. She's doing a great job. Right now, my new volunteer adventure with STC is I'm on the STC Education Committee, and I'm basically in charge of recruiting for webinars. So I'll do my shameless plug right now, or infomercial. If anyone has a topic, it could be Tech Comm, it could be career development, personal development, get in touch with me. I'll put my email later in the chat, and we can talk, or I can send anyone the form. Just briefly, the webinars, some frequently asked questions. The webinars are usually in like 1 o'clock Eastern time. So it's kind of in the middle. So people on the East Coast and the West Coast in the middle can participate. The webinars are for 1 hour and allowing some time for questions. We do not pay an honorarium for these. We do record them, but it's a great way to, build your professional portfolio, share your knowledge. So, and I'm, I guess one of my goals this year, because I was on last year too, is really to find new presenters, people who want to share their information. So that is one of my goals, to bring new people in as presenters, so our members can hear new voices. And coming up next week is a free webinar for Jackie Demro is going to be doing a webinar on writing book reviews for our technical communication journal. So I don't know how many people even know that you can write a book review for the technical communication journal, and you get a free book or ebook of your choice, and you get to build your portfolio again. and just learn new things about that. And then coming up in December, we're going to have a webinar on personal branding. So that's going to be really, I think really helpful. It's at the end of the year. You could start out the new year with some branding ideas of how to present yourself as a technical communicator. And my expectations, I guess, would be just learning some new things. And I guess the last part was what scares me, or well,
Yeah.
I have a funny story, so it's not really scary. So I hope you don't mind. When I was in J&J, I had worked in California, and our company had merged with another company, and my documentation manager said, Amory, I want you to go to South Dakota. I think it was Rapid City. I always get them confused. And you're going to go out for a week. You're going to learn everything about the procedures and the process, and we're going to bring them back. And, and then we're going to launch here, because they were closing down that particular site. And I said, fine. So, that's always a little trepidation when you're going somewhere new. Unbeknownst to us, in Sturgis, South Dakota, is a massive Harley Davidson rally, and they have it once a year. And believe me, my manager would never know about the Harley Davidson rallies. I mean, she used to wear her hair back in a bun. There's nothing about people with hair in the buns, but so she goes, and I said, oh, great, I'll go that week. Well, I hit it right in the middle of the Sturgis rally, which was about 20 minutes from Rapid City. So it's like I got there, and all, like, there was some it was very friendly. It wasn't like something like a Marlon Brando movie where your motorcycles are taking over. But so I get there, and it's like I'm trying to get a hotel room, and there's nothing within 100 miles because of this huge motorcycle rally. So adaptability again. Okay, the human resources manager said, you could stay with me. So there I am, staying with the human resources manager. Wow. And in between learning the different things, we would see all these motorcycles. And so you never know. It's always an adventure. And it worked out well. And I learned about something completely new outside of work. So that's my story. And thanks for pulling this together, IDL SIG. This will be a fun day. Thanks.
Thanks, Amory. So we've just gained a few attendees. Just to let you guys know, our keynote speaker is sick. Felice Banner. You guys may or may not know that she is one of the team that puts on that LavaCon conference in San Diego. She went face to face and came home with something. So when she first started emailing me, I was like, oh no, because it's one of the things I was afraid of, right? Is that what if our presenters wouldn't show up? So anyway, the good news, bad news. Bad news, we don't get to hear from Felice today. But the good news is that we have more time for networking, which I think is really an important part of any conference. And one of the biggest benefits of being an STC person is that we develop this great network of the experts that we can share our own superpowers with, and that we can get help with our own kryptonite. So what we're doing then is everybody's just kind of one at a time. We're talking about who we are, what we do, sort of the things that are scary to us. If you have any stories of something that frightened you and how you got over it, definitely share that story. And I would just like to collect everybody's expectations for the day. It is one of my favorite things to do in a meeting. Is at the beginning of a meeting, we collect expectations, and then at the end of the meeting, we see if we satisfied people's expectations, because I want to know, why did you come, and did we do a good job of giving you what you came for? So All right. So we've heard from me and Rachel and Anne Marie. Who would like to go next?
I will.
Marcia.
I'm ready. Yes. First of all, Anne Marie, I am so jealous you got to go to Sturgis for the bike rally. That is so cool. I used to have a motorcycle, gave it up after a while. Mostly hung around with the BMW riders groups, which was a lot of fun because they're very staid individuals until they pitch the tents for the weekend rally and get off the bikes. Then we all just have a lot of fun. That was in the Midwest. I've lived in the Midwest. I've lived now here in Florence, South Carolina for the last 30 years. I fell in love with words at a very early age. Read everything I could get my hands on. I've never stopped loving that part of being human, is that ability to communicate with words. You know, it's the thing that sets us apart from the animals and the angels, because we're the ones who have language. And explaining things is something that gives me great delight in enabling somebody else to learn to do something or solve a problem or whatever, get over a hump of whatever's in their way for the time being. I'm currently retired. I retired in 2016, and I got a whole new career called volunteering. And it has been great. It has been wonderful. It has shown me that I know more than one thing, that there are so many interesting people to interact with, that when you get siloed into a small area and you get siloed into a small department and you forget how many interesting people there are all around you. So volunteering has been that for me. I'm currently membership manager for IDL and Carolina chapter, and more or less trying to coordinate our IDL student article writing competition. I'm hoping that's going to get us some new and interesting people to talk to. I've written book reviews, and I just finished a book review. I think it's in the new issue. Lee Spanner was one of the editors. Jamye has an entry in it called The Language of Learning in the XML Content Manager series. My biggest fear is not being present, is not being involved. I'm learning all these things. I'm trying to practice these things, but I really am going to have to go find a job, because I just, I'm just outside the realm of all this stuff that I'm learning. And that's what I want to do. I want to be part of things again. So I've done original writing. I've had lots of fun with subject matter experts and their care and feeding and making them understand you really want to help them. Editing is probably my thing. I had to cancel my newspaper subscription because I couldn't stand reading it anymore. It was just so badly written.
Oh, wow.
It's awful. Honest to gosh, I don't know whether it was my 5th grade sister that taught me, but grammar is just my thing. And the whole flux that's going on in the language right now, the avoidance of the word I and the use of me when it's totally inappropriate, not to mention myself, those things irritate me. They just drive me crazy. But since I retired, or 2 months after I retired, I started writing morning pages with, there is this lovely little online app called 750words.com. You give them $5 a month, they store everything. They give you a place to write. They give you feedback from this little app that tells you what your mindset was and what your topics were. I've written 2.2 million words since 2016, just going through everything. I was very busy in COVID. I had a lot of things to say during COVID. I've also been using it to write all the stories that I seem to be the last person in the family who remembers things my mom told me, my grandmother told me. And my sister has tasked me with, you've got to write all that down because nobody else knows it. So I'm working on that. I'm here because I've been out of touch since Summit. I was at Summit, and then I kind of dropped out of interacting with everyone. Honest to gosh, it may be about 11 years ago. I woke up one morning and I realized I'm not afraid anymore. And I don't know whether it was enough to have just kept me. I was afraid to drive. I was afraid to go out of town. I was afraid to be on my own. I was afraid to take any responsibility for anything, and just kept chipping away at all the big things. And then the small things got a lot easier. And yeah, there's things I worry about like every other human being, but I'm not afraid anymore. I think I've seen the worst that could happen and realized, I survived that. So that's my moving forward at this stage.
Awesome. So your expectation is you were out of touch and you just want to connect back again? Is that your expectation?
Oh, definitely. Definitely. And writing the book reviews, it's really cool because Jackie will give you a list that you can choose what to write. It's not like you get assigned something and you're stuck with it. So you can actually research it, and it is a lot of fun, and I've had great experience doing it. I really enjoy it.
Awesome. Speaking of books, Jamye.
Yes.
Jamye,
Yes.
you want to go next? You're in the latest Happy This Is Police Banner's book.
Yes.
And you're in it.
Hi, I'm so happy to be here. I'm Jamye Sagan, and let's see, where do I begin? Because I don't have the list of questions in front of me. I kind of joined in a little bit late, but
Basically introduce yourself, talk about anything that scares you, how you overcame it, you know, the short version, and any expectations that you have for today.
okay. Well, just a little bit about myself. I'm based out of San Antonio, Texas, where I've lived pretty much all my life. But right now I'm in Eagle Pass, Texas, attending a family wedding. So the background is a little different, but the only reason I'll have it blurred for my presentation, but I am wearing cat ears, because it is Halloween. So if it's blurred, you can't see it. So just wanted to show that off. And I just so happen to have these in my suitcase because they were given to me at LavaCon when I got to attend live last year after winning the raffle at Summit last year.
Nice.
Yeah. So I thought it would be very appropriate for today. And I'm also wearing you can't see it, but I'm also have a Halloween shirt.
Great pumpkin, Charlie.
Pumpkin. Yeah, I found it at Cracker Barrel of all places. I don't know if they still have them because they're probably all run over with Christmas stuff now, but in any case, I just wanted to share in the spirit. So a little bit about myself. I work for a grocery store company based out of Texas. I work in the pharmacy department, so I'm in charge of communications between the corporate office and the stores because pharmacy deals with a lot of policy. So I deal with a lot of the training and communications there. And STC wise, I am a member of the board as a director. I was elected this year. And I'm also, as Anne-Marie mentioned earlier, I'm also the chair of this CAC, the Community Affairs Committee. So we work closely with all of the community leaders, which includes everyone being able to volunteer and contribute to the community. We work with them to help them with any issues that they have and to, just to be there, just to help them develop into leaders because we're all volunteers and we want to make sure that everyone's volunteer experience is as fruitful as possible without tiring or taxing someone out. And so I used to be heavily involved with the IDL SIG. I was at one point co-manager with Maralee Sautter, and up until this year, I was treasurer and in charge of surveys. So while I'm on the board, I can't volunteer, but being here today as a presenter is my way of keeping in touch with the IDL SIG because I love you guys and everyone, not just guys, but guys and gals and everyone else. And I look forward to this opportunity. And even though I have to leave right after my presentation, I'm looking forward to viewing all the recordings. because we have wedding stuff to go to today and stuff to get ready and all that. But that's pretty much it. And as far as so that's my expectation for today really is just to my personal expectation right now is to share with you my love of Tech Comm with cookbooks. But my overall expectation is to see what everyone has to say about the topics that they love with technical communication. Because I firmly believe that all of us have something valuable to share, and I like hearing what everyone has to share. Even if you're at the very beginning of your Tech Comm journey, I still want to hear what you have to say. Even if you're at this end, even if you have, decades of experience, I still want to hear from you. And to double up on what Marcia mentioned earlier about book reviews, it's a wonderful opportunity to build up your professional library. Because as she mentioned, you do get a free book and you get to choose a topic. So you can either explore something you already know about, want to know more about, or something that's totally brand new to you.
And then you're a published author also.
Absolutely. And something to add to your portfolio.
Perfect. All right. Thanks, Jamye.
Welcome, Vicky. Thank you. And thank y'all to the team for putting this together. This is wonderful.
So Melanie, Alex, Ruth-Anne, Maralee, Edel?
Sure, love to.
We'll go Alex.
Awesome. So my name is Alex. I am currently studying at Arizona State University, if you could see in the background, and my shirt to a certain extent. I am going to be I'm going to be presenting today at the end of the day, I think, but I'll be in and out as well. There is a different conference I was told of, so I'm going to go there for an hour and then come back. And so we're gonna kind of do a little bit of switcheroos, but it's going to be fun. I am not in industry yet. I am trying to find a specific area to get into, but I'm looking forward to learning from you. I'm trying to share my knowledge a little bit and see what I have to offer. But really my expectation for the day is just to enjoy the company of like-minded people and just to try to experience what it's like to be with people that know more than me, because I'm sure that I don't know that, and that's kind of my biggest fear to a certain extent, is I don't know as much as I should, and so I'm always trying to learn, always trying to get to know other people and their experiences and their preferences, and so looking forward to learning from you just as much as hopefully you learn from me.
I think that's a great expectation, Alex. You guys, we met Alex at the Spectrum conference. Alex made a presentation, and there were several people, students, and by students I mean students with their brain levels higher than the rest of ours, sharing what they were learning and what they were working on at RIT. Is that right? No, Arizona State, but in their college adventures. And we just kind of fell in love with him, and I zipped him an email that's asked, could you share that? You were talking about one of my favorite topics, which is storytelling. I really feel like storytelling is powerful for the person telling the story and also the person receiving the story. It's just a win-win, and we can't wait to hear from you. Yeah, your presentation is at 3:15 Eastern. So we'll understand. And that goes for everybody. If you need to zip in and out, if you need to go start laundry, or, pick somebody up at soccer, or just take a break, we totally understand that. If we were in a face-to-face conference, you could always sneak out, right? Or just, have your friend call you and say, oh, I got to take this, and run out. So we want it to be friendly. We want it to be what you want it to be. And like Alex, we want to spend a little bit of time with like-minded people. Who would like to go next?
I can go.
Hey,
I'm not a speaker today. Seems like everybody is a speaker today. But I'm a freelancer. I've been writing mostly marketing communications for about 20 years now. And I'm trying to transition back to my first love, which is technical communication. So really here today, I'm just looking to find out about the new field to me of instructional design. I really don't know much about it. So just trying to immerse myself into several different fields so I can kind of find where I land. And what scares me is this right here. I don't like speaking in front of people, and you know, trying to work on my interviewing skills and all that stuff. So just being here, talking and introducing, and that will help me.
Well, thanks, Melanie. And before you guys got here, I sent out a poll asking people to share with us in the poll anonymously what scares them. And one of the things on the poll was icebreakers. And nobody would confess that they don't like icebreakers. So Melanie, thank you. Because I was like, well, maybe I shouldn't have put it on the list, but because for some of us, that's kind of scary.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for jumping in. So Maralee, Edel, who am I missing?
I can jump in and go.
Oh, duh.
That's okay. Hi everybody, my name is Melissa. I was just informed my Wi-Fi isn't stable, so please wave or something if you can't hear me. Perfect, spirit fingers, thank you. So I am relatively new to Tech Comm. I just joined STC over the summer and took my first course. I do have a background in digital marketing though, and entertainment. I've done social media and content management for AMC Networks. I ran a comedy club for a bit, so a lot of marketing, voice branding, all that. And I'm looking to transition. I love words, so I'm really interested in joining Tech Comm for just the writing ability, and I love taking complex information and breaking it down. And so when I heard about this field, I was like, perfect. So yeah, I'm looking for my first official role in technical writing, so I'm very excited. What scares me is uncertainty, which is really fun during this time that I'm entering a new field. And one of the ways in the poll I said I kind of get around fear is through practice. And so you can't really practice with uncertainty, which makes it more fun. So just trying to educate myself. And what I'm looking for here is to learn about the different aspects of Tech Comm I'm not familiar with, and to hopefully, share some nuggets as well. Very excited to be here and to meet everyone.
Right. Well, thank you. And also thank you for being, so what do you call it? We'll ask Alex since he's the superhero expert. What do you call like two superheroes who are in a tag team? I don't want to say
like a dynamic duo.
Well, but then I would be Robin to your Batman.
Oh, no, I'm Robin to your Batman.
Or something. We would have like some kind of thumb wrestling to see who gets to be Robin. Anyway, we're in a guild of some kind, right? So
absolutely.
So thank you very much for hanging out with us and stepping.
Of course.
Maralee, I see you're back.
Oh, I was always here.
You're just ignoring me.
No, I was just listening and enjoying. So I'll go ahead and introduce myself. I'm Maralee Sautter, and I've been a tech professional since about 2000, and I've done a lot of technical writing and instructional design in a lot of different industries, especially high tech and software mainly, but hardware because I've worked at Intel and Xerox, Thermo Fisher, Blue Cross. So I've done health, science, and transportation things in those industries. I mean, and I was also chapter president of Willamette Valley for twice, as a matter of fact, and again the manager. I'm the manager this year of the IDL SIG, and I was co-manager with Jamye several years ago, and we had a lot of great fun. So we're kind of a big family in the IDL SIG. We love working with one another and working with one another in meetings and putting on these great shows, events, I should say, not shows. It's pretty spectacular, Vicky, what you've done here. And I'm here because I am the IDL SIG manager and need to support this, of course, but willingly. And I will probably pop in and out today. I'm sorry, I have some things to do, but I am also presenting, so I'm looking forward to that. We are doing I did a video for kind of a use case video for We Want New Blood. That's the title of the thanks to Vicky, a video, and that's my presentation. Is because we in the video I'm appealing to volunteers, mainly that we need new blood, but we also need co-manager and assistant manager. So that's the whole kind of the premise behind the video. Is it's a video to recruit new volunteers. And so I will present on what happened and the steps that I took during the process. And so hopefully you'll be around to experience that. Again, you could listen to it on the recording, I guess. So things that scare me, well, truthfully, in the industry, the thing that has scared me the most is big Excel spreadsheets. I'm very dyslexic when it comes to at all those small cubes, and I've worked some in accounting and in my during some of my jobs, and so those were the things. And I can't do a spreadsheet to save the life of me. So what I do is very simple columns. And it's just one of those things. And also presentations and talking sometimes in front of people. I'm not going to tell you my scary story, but I just recently auditioned for my choir's special ensemble, and it went really well. And just to inform everybody, I think the thing that works for me is the practice. I practice, and to have a script or to know something really well where you can present and feel comfortable. And I think that experience of auditioning allowed me to feel really confident, because we had to do it a cappella and so one of I sang a song that I really knew. So that was a good experience for me in the long run, and so stage fright is definitely part of presenting. And hopefully when I get there, I will be very calm and in good condition later on. So thank you for all of your presenters, and for all of this support within our community here, the IDL SIG. That's all.
Great. Do you have an expectation?
Oh, well, I just want to learn. I'm one who always I'm a learner who expects to learn surprising things from my colleagues. And so I always feel that I can learn something. And beside having this presentation, I like to gain information from everybody else. And I enjoy networking with all of my like-minded friends. So
beautiful. Thanks. So Edel,
yes.
oh, she's ready. Okay.
Okay, so I'm Edel. I live in Lebanon, Tennessee. This being a tech writer, it has been a shift in career. I originally was an economist in my country, and then I moved here and had several jobs, not in there, but in that field, but and then I became a stay-at-home mom. And that led me to technical writing when I started to write a blog in English, which my native language is Spanish, and I learned English as an adult. So, and one of my first job was as an editor, which that was daunting because I know I make mistakes on my own writing, but editing helped me to focus more on the structure of writing, grammar, and to find those mistakes. So it helped me improve how I speak and how I write. And so that was helpful, and it was daunting at the same time. And that's my worst year because I know that I don't know enough to be where I want to be. So I pay double the attention to what I write and how I write it. And I agree with Marcia, what she was saying about how we speak and translate that into writing, because when we speak, we don't use the I on always. So when we write, we put that like that, and then correctly we have to add the I. So it's kind of that shift in mind to do that. Right now I work for a medical device company, and what I expect from this Frightfest Saturday is to learn more and to network with all of you and have a good time.
Hey,
Thank you.
Go next.
yes, please.
So my name is Ruth-Anne Klassen. I'm based in Calgary, and I'm part of the STC, the IDL SIG as the secretary and student liaison. So I do a bit of student liaison. So, and then I'm also the membership coordinator for the West Coast, Canada West Coast chapter of STC. So yeah, just do a few different things in each month. I guess currently I just work in retail until I figure out exactly what I want to do for other things. So sometimes I do it, sometimes I do trading, and I guess that would lead into my biggest fear, which is that my trainees my trainees will not, like, I guess, benefit from my trading, and that that they'll I don't know, I have all these worst case scenarios of what will happen after I train people, but that's and how I face those fears is just calming down and just a deep breath and just thinking about just paying attention to what I'm teaching them and just focusing on the relationship first, so that if they if they don't understand everything that I'm talking about, they can at least ask for clarification.
Ruth-Anne, why don't you also give us a little plug for the virtual open house?
That would be a good thing too. You're right. Yeah, so on November 7th at 6 p.m. Eastern time, we're having our virtual open house for the IDL SIG. And yeah, we're all going, if you bring anything but a cup, if you're like bringing a drink and you bring it in anything but a cup, we're all going to be coming with our drinks in anything but a cup. I'm sorry, I'm coming up with this on a fly.
I'm sorry to put you on the spot.
It's all good. It's all good. So yeah, I can post the Eventbrite link for that, and yeah, I hope you could all join us. So we're going to be learning more about what we do as a special interest group, and yeah, I hope to see you all there.
Thank you. And Ruth-Anne is going to lead the virtual open house. So I'm excited about that because we have new blood in our leadership.
And we don't just want random people. We want smart people like Ruth-Anne, that's for sure. And all of the faces I see in this Brady Bunch layout, you're all smart people. So, well, you guys, I had planned for us to play like a half an hour's worth of Pictionary, but I loved how this session turned into a sharing and networking session. So bravo. I am out of coffee, so I'm going to put us on our first bio break. Can everybody come back? 10 minutes going to do it. Can everybody come back at 11:47 my time? And we will kick it off. We will learn about the Witch's Brew. And Jamie's going to teach us a few things about something that we commonly use frequently. I guess we all have to eat, right? So if we also cook, or just like to read about cooking. Anyway, so I'm going to pause the recording. We'll be on a bio break for about 10 minutes. It looks like we'll come back at 11:48 Eastern. And you guys will have to do the math in your own time zone. So see you in a little bit, guys.